Welcome to Real Business Roundtable. Today we're going to talk about whatever we want to talk about on Just Chatting.
Whatever we want to talk about. That's true. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to talk about whatever we want because it's just chatting.
Do you ever get the feeling like somebody's trying to sabotage something on purpose? It's like someone growing a fruit tree. They're starving. They want those apples. But then they start hacking at the base, the tree trunk. No. We see some really interesting behaviors in the world, and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Some people just, I think sometimes people are afraid of success, or they feel like they're not good enough for success. And this is really deep subconscious stuff. Like, they're so used to failure that when they see something going in a direction towards success, they purposely
or non-intentionally self-sabotage.
They'll just take a big giant steaming shit all over whatever it is they're trying to do.
That's some very deep shit.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Huh? Yeah, big, deep, steamy shit. That's some deep shit. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before, kind of. We talked about like quantum thinking, like not quantum thinking. I'm not going to get into that shit.
I think people like the woe is me. I've seen people, they'll eat bad diets. They'll pickle their liver. They'll have bad lifestyles, or they'll just do things that are not good for them. And then when they get sick and something happens, they're, woe is me. I guess those were the cards we were dealt. My approach is you grab the bull by the horns and you control as much as you can. Don't do the things you're not supposed to do. Do the things that you should. And if, God forbid, something happens, then okay, at least I'm not going to swear.
Honestly,
at least I tried to not do that.
Honestly,
at least I tried to not make that happen.
The biggest thing with this is mentality.
Yes.
That's all. I mean, it's not all it is, obviously, but like that's the biggest component to this because like at the end of the day, we've talked about the law of attraction before. It's so real. When you go into a venture, when you go into anything, your mindset is going to dictate the potential outcome of that venture, whatever. Yeah. So like if you go into a soccer game, a football game, or something like that, just basic, like, and if you go into it thinking, oh, whatever, your
mindset is critical. But if you catch myself, even when I'm being negative, sometimes you catch me.
Yeah.
You're like, bro, stop being negative. I catch myself. I go, you know what? I need to cut the shit.
It shows itself in many different versions.
Paranoia, need to cut the shit. I'm guilty of it too. Nobody's perfect. So, and sometimes something bad might happen, and then another bad thing will happen, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And I'll start to think negatively, and I will catch myself, or Jake will say something, and I'll reset. I'll say, no. I need to not think this way.
I don't mean to pat myself on the back too much, but I do want to give myself praise for, there's a lot of different, going into different situations in your mindset with situations. There could be something really bad going on, but it's all about how you take it. Obviously, there's justification in taking it and reacting in whatever way. But, if you can control that reaction and not allow emotions to, especially in business, we're talking about especially in business. If something happens and you go into dealing with that thing, with a certain emotional mindset, your decision making and the management of that thing that happened could be skewed in a way that in the end you don't want. So it's like,
it's how you react.
It's all about how you react, and it's all about mindset. And I've talked about this many times, and I want to push that more because mental stability is so important. And even like today, dude, there's so much fucked up shit going on. Like, how do you keep that, right?
I feel as an entrepreneur in today's world, you need to not operate your business as I will go with the wind. And that goes with the same thing as like hanging up a shingle, not having a website, saying you only do word of mouth, absolute irresponsible behaviors as a business owner, reacting to the news or seeing something and going, well, I need to do this for my business. And it has nothing to do with your reality. focus on your goals, focus on your business. Your doors are still open and you're still accepting sales and you're still accepting clients. Keep proceeding forward and stay positive. You create your own environment. As long as you can control some of those levers and the things in your life and the things in your business that you can control them. Don't be such a victim like, oh, this happened or that happened. Oh, the mail's late today. Oh, I guess we're not going to get that. Oh, say you're waiting on a check. You're waiting on a check from a client. Oh, the check didn't come. Guess we're not going to get it. That word, guess we're not going to get it, is negative. You're putting that out in the universe. You got to cut that out. You got to just chill that the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, it's just all in all,
negativity.
It's negativity. It's horrible. I mean, like it's so important. Like I cannot stress how important it is to, before you do anything, before you go into a business venture, before you take the next step towards achieving a goal that you've set for yourself, the first thing that you got to do is make sure you have that mental stability that suits you in whatever position you're putting yourself in. It's that mental awareness. It's so important, because I can't tell you, if I wasn't aware of that and if I wasn't as on top of that as I am, I would have fucking burnt out months ago. But because I manage it properly and I give myself vices and I have my processes and the people around me, and I control my surroundings, I'm able to just fucking go and go and go and go. So it's just, that's one thing that I feel like maybe we should even touch on more often, is just that mental awareness, the mental stability that people should really create as a company.
I'll give you an example. The inflation thing that just happened or whatever. Like, oh, woe is me, this and that, inflation. Okay, make the adjustments to make up for that inflation. Do something, change something, improve something. Do not just be a punching bag. Make adjustments. Go with the flow. Control as much as you can. Grab the bull by the horns. Don't be a feather in the wind. I just don't believe in that mindset. Like, oh, if it happens, it happens. Try your best to not let that happen. Like, some people embrace this failure bullshit. You hear a lot of Silicon Valley guys saying, oh, fail fast. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean,
you shouldn't strive to fail. Maybe when you're wasting other people's money and investors' money, maybe they don't care.
That's different.
But when you have a small business, you shouldn't strive to fail fast. What kind of crap is that? I never understood that. I don't agree with it.
So there's like a perfect example. So like with what we're doing right now, there have been many situations where, if not handled properly, in the right way, properly, it could have failed. But what we did was okay, you're running a business, you're trying to grow it, you have whatever. There's something that fails within that process. Are you going to let it defeat you? Or are you going to defeat that failure?
You tackle that. You
fucking take it on and you just go and you keep pushing. Because honestly, dude, like, if you are in a process of building something, you have a goal and there's one failure and it defeats you, you were not built for that. And just there's no other way to put it. You were not built for it.
Yeah, you just push through the obstacles.
Yes.
You have to get through the obstacles. And if one of those obstacles shut you down and make you fail, then come on. Keep going. Don't stop. If you fall down, get up, dust yourself off, keep moving forward.
I'm gonna give a personal example. It didn't happen to me, but it's a person, and I'm so fortunate to be able to learn from this and gain from it. But someone who I'm really close with, you know what happened. They were starting in an industry where your contacts were extremely important. And it was completely taken away from them, and there's a moment there where you're like, fuck, like you want to freak out. You want to just express those emotions as much as possible.
Yeah.
But they didn't, and they controlled it. And honestly, after talking about it with them, with her, it was like, honestly, it could position it as a blessing in disguise, right? This shit was just pulled away from you, but now you're almost forced to take that next step that you weren't ready for, right? Mm-hmm. You weren't ready to take that next step, but now you have to because this was taken away from you. Mm. So, and that's a beautiful lesson in itself because things may not work out the way you want them to. Nothing is going to. Nothing ever does. But as long as you handle it in the right way, allow your emotions to take over for whatever, 10 minutes. Don't throw away your phone. Don't respond to anyone and just get fucking mad about it. But then after that, manage that problem, fix it, find a solution, and take that next step. It's a blessing in disguise. You weren't ready to take that next step before, and now you are. And I'm not talking about that situation in particular, but that's the lesson taken away from this situation that happened. Don't think about it. Don't let it build up in your brain. Think of it as the next step. That's the next step. We're gonna get through this.
Yeah.
And when we do, that's it. It's a beautiful thing.
Don't be afraid to get shit done. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone, have a one-to-one human conversation with somebody. If you have an issue in your business, make a few phone calls. Talk to the right people. If it's the person that the issue might be from, just have a human-to-human conversation. When you add the human element to any type of disagreement, dispute, whatever issue in business or challenge or whatever it is, just get on the phone and have a human-to-human conversation. And usually most decent people will be receptive to that and they'll want to talk to you and they'll come down on a human level. There's no such thing as, it's business. Like that phrase, it's just business, even though somebody's screwing you over or whatever. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. I still think there's a lot of things that I could have done where it's just business and totally have I don't know if I could live with myself. You're still a human being and you still do stuff. Just because you're a business doesn't mean you can commit bad acts and do shitty things to people and screw people over and just take advantage. And I guess I'm built different. I'm not saying I'm a saint, but just use good judgment in business. If you treat someone right and you do the right thing, things should work out, right? If you're doing bad things all the time, first of all, you build up a bad reputation and you might be asking for problems in your business. It's not just business. This is a human to human interaction. You're both in business. Figure it out in a civil way with a nice conversation or whatever. Figure it out. Try to find a solution. Like you said, Work through it, through the challenges. Don't get discouraged and go, oh my God, I failed. Try to figure out a solution.
In other words, there's no such thing as failure. But
there's giving up.
Yeah, also
that's what you're doing. Is you're
quitting.
Giving up. You're quitting.
But at the same time, too, karma's a bitch.
Yes.
But good karma's a saint. So it's it's.
I try to do so much good as if I can. I try to do right by clients. Do good on projects. Don't screw anybody over. Just very basic human, just human level decency, that if you operate that way, good things come back to you.
Yeah,
you can believe that or not. You can call me a tarot card reader.
No, but okay, listen.
I don't care. I operate my business a little bit more in tune with my mind, my heart, and my gut. I'm like, boom. If it doesn't pass those 3 levels of filtration, then I'm not doing it.
But at the end of the day, there's moderation in everything. But it doesn't mean do bad towards someone. That doesn't mean that. And that's actually one thing that I learned.
Well, we recently had a situation that happened, and you guys can say I'm crazy or we're crazy. We were working with somebody, and we were contacted by somebody that was trying to circumvent.
Oh yeah.
You guys probably know what that means. So you're talking to someone, and that someone has an existing relationship with a group. That person tried to go around them and tried to do something with us. What did I do? You can laugh. We wrote up an email. hey, just wanted to be fully transparent, just letting you know that these knuckleheads are trying to do something, and we know for a fact that they know you. Just want to clear the air and make sure that, is it okay that we speak to them?
And you know what? At the end of the day, if they didn't speak to them and they still took it, it's all right.
Yeah. So like always, as business owners, always strive to do the right thing and do right by your associates, by your staff, by your clients, just across the board. And it will end up working out for you.
And we're perfect examples. Obviously, we're pretty, closed doors when it comes to, details, but we may be preaching all this stuff, and you may not agree with it, but at the end of the day, I think we can both agree it's worked out pretty fucking well for both of us. It's
doing right.
That's all it is.
When you're working on a project, always do right by your clients, do right by your associates, your colleagues, your staff, everything. And if something happens, something goofs up, just try to fix it. Don't give up. Don't put your hands up. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. No, that's an obstacle. Like on the soccer field, go through it, figure it out. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and got value out of it in some way.
Shape or fashion.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get notified every single time we post a new episode. Check us out on Instagram for updates, clips, and more. See you next time. Peace out.